Welcome back to Vital Signs, and we are going to dive into a really hot topic, supplementation. There's so much information out there on all of these supplements that are supposed to allow us to be peak performing human beings, making sure that we are the healthiest that we can be. But how do we find supplements that are trustworthy? Sometimes it's confusing and risky because it's not necessarily a regulated industry. So I'm going to ask our expert here, Bryan Fetzer, what should people be looking for when they're choosing high quality supplements? What are some of the signs to know that this is something we can trust?
Well, one thing you can do or not do is just simply Google something or simply go into Amazon and look up and see what the first one that pops up are. Because that's not necessarily gonna be the best one. That's gonna be the one that paid the most money to advertise to push them up to the top of the list. So you got to actually kind of go down the list a little bit and realize that those that get pushed forward first are the sponsored ones. Those are the ones that are advertised. And I think a lot of people make that misconception that they type in vitamin D and the first one that pops up, hey, this is the best brand. No, that's not the best brand. That's the brand that paid the most money to be pushed to the top. I think that's one of the first things you need to do is just kind of get in perspective on how you search for them. The biggest thing is talk to people, talk to friends, talk to colleagues that have taken certain things and get their opinions on it. You can go to your doctor, you can go to a nutritionist, go to somebody that's in the field, not necessarily listen to the individual that works in the retail store because they're trying to sell products. It's find a reputable person to get the information from and go forward. You also should be really buyer beware with all the quote unquote labels that are on products now, where it says organic or non-GMO, or if you go to eggs, it says cage free. All those words don't necessarily mean exactly what you think they are. Just because it says organic doesn't mean that the whole product is organic. And just because it says non-GMO doesn't mean that the whole product is non-GMO. And it's sad that it's a misconception out there, and people can manipulate the rules. They can manipulate how they present, the labeling. People have to remember also is the way the shiny packaging is meant for a reason. It's to draw you in, to get your attention, and to go forth and purchase that product. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best product in the space.
Well, let's move to the next question because this is something that I'm very passionate about. It drives me nuts when people just randomly supplement without understanding do they even need this supplement. And actually, it's been in the news quite a bit in the past year how overdoing certain supplements can cause health issues as well. So, can you talk a little bit about how do we know what supplements we need and how can they complement a balanced diet rather than replacing it? Because that's the other thing that people mistake. They think I'm going to take a whole bunch of pills to replace all this nutrition and I can then reduce what I'm actually consuming and eating, and maybe that'll help me lose weight and become more healthy. Can you kind of speak a little bit to supplementation to complement a balanced diet, and also how do we know which supplements are right for us?
Well, I know we don't have a lot of time. I mean, that could be a multiple hour conversation, but one of the best ways to get the supplements you're looking for is from real food, from whole foods. Meats, tremendous supplier of various vitamins and minerals that you need to accomplish what you're doing and live a healthy lifestyle. But when you start looking at the supplements that you're going for, if you have any doubt or what you need to get done, it's more advantageous to go out and do a blood test, go to a lab, get blood work done, find out what you're deficient in or what you're allergic to, and supplement based on that way. Because you're going to go out, I mean, those labs are going to cost some money, but you're going to end up going out and spending hundreds of dollars on really expensive urine if you don't watch it. And it's a sad piece to it. So you gotta know what you're taking and realize that a lot of products are very similar. And again, like I said in an earlier segment, look on the label, find out what's in it. If there's a lot of words in there that you don't know what they mean, or you don't know you've never heard that word before, be cautious, uh, because that's a lot of additives in there that you probably don't need in your supplement that you're taking.
Yeah, I immediately go to fish oil. Everybody knows, like, fish oil is a popular supplement because a lot of people maybe they don't like to eat fish or they're looking for that particular healthy fat or whatnot. But not all fish oil is created equal. And some of them have a laundry list of ingredients and some of them have one, two, or three ingredients. So if we're going to look at something as a consumer who, I mean, there's a ton of people out there. What are the things to really avoid? Because I know you make products. And so, what are the things to avoid for health? Are there any big red flags?
Well, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but avoid cheap. You know, there's a reason why fast food restaurants are really cheap because there's not a lot of substance to them. There's a lot of, processed products plus, kind of like not so good for you ingredients in there. If you're going to get supplements, you know, why are you nitpicking and saying, hey, well, this is the cheapest one I can get? I'm going to buy that as opposed to one that might be a pure state or might be a little more expensive. Now, you do pay sometimes for what's on the product. If XYZ athlete is advertising it or XYZ medical professional is advertising it, those doesn't necessarily mean they're better products. They might have to pay that person to advertise a little bit more. Or products that are on, you see on TV all the time. There's one product gets pushed constantly to athletes that I've never in my entire coaching career would ever let them drink because it's not very good. It's not very sound it's a bunch of sugar. So, but they have a huge advertising budget because they're owned by a massive company. So they can push out advertising to make you think that it's good for you. So be aware that cheap is not always better, when it comes to supplement products. I mean, the better ones are going to cost a little bit more. Hey, it's a lot more expensive to buy a filet mignon than ground beef, and there's a reason for that. You want salmon or do you want tapia? There's a difference in price because of the quality of the content.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. So thank you for talking about that. And it really is you get what you pay for in a lot of cases.
Absolutely.
And quality ingredients and quality production does cost more because the methodology might take longer. They can't produce at such a high rate as some of the other products. So definitely be informed consumers. Talk to me a little bit about what makes Iron Faith nutrition products unique compared to other things on the market.
Sure. I mean, one of the things I was going to say is look for some third-party testing. One of our curcumazyme, one of our top-selling products, is third-party tested by Informed Sport. Now, what does that mean to the general public? They probably don't know a whole lot, but for a professional athlete, a college athlete, it allows them to know that what they're purchasing doesn't have a banned substance from the international lists of WADA and USADA. Now, what does that mean to the mom that's taking it because she wants to reduce her inflammation? That means that what's in there, what's said on the label, is actually in the product. And there's a lot of different third-party testing that's out there that you should know about to to go after those kind of products that have that third-party testing and a reputable brand. There's brands that come and go. If an influencer on, TikTok or Instagram or one of the social media aspects is pushing a product, you still got to do some more research because they're making money off of it probably. So it's getting a better understanding of how marketing is and how corporate dollars are. We don't do a lot of marketing. Most of our sales come from word of mouth. They come from individual testimonies of individuals that said, hey, we've taken Iron Faith nutrition products for years and these are the results we see. This is how we feel after we take them. We get them, chiropractors might be, recommending products like curcumazyme again, great for if you have PRP therapy, platelet-rich plasma therapy. We have a lot of doctors that will recommend that because you're not able to take certain pharmaceutical drugs to relieve pain, relieve the inflammation. So it's we try to make things natural. We do use organic. We do use non-GMO products. They're sourced very largely, probably 98% of our products are sourced from within the United States. So it keeps it here. It makes it so it's from this country. So you have a little bit better understanding of what's going on. And it's a family company. We give back to charities with some of our proceeds, and that is that's some way we can take what we produce and give back to the community, give back to people to help produce the best products we can possibly do.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your kind of dive into supplementation. And I agree, we could talk about this for hours, but unfortunately, all good things come to an end, including this show. How can people reach out to you if they'd like to learn more?
They can go on our website, ironfaithnutrition.com. We're also on all the social medias, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, at Iron Faith Nutrition. And they could also give us a call, 401-683-4227. And if you put in the code NOW20, you get 20% off for those individuals that are listening to the show.
Thank you so much for your expertise, Bryan. I really appreciate you for being here and lending us that.
Jen, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And yes, unfortunately, all good things come to an end, including this show. But today's the day to take an action on something that you heard right now, not tomorrow, not next week, so that you can move your greatest asset, your health, forward and become the peak performing human being that you would love to be. We will be back here, same time, same station next week. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.